worried about that now, simply because the weatherman, who never gets it right anyway, his prediction was 28 degrees today. Ours, well, mine was 32 degrees, and Barbara's 33 degrees, right? Yeah, it's going to be cloudy, gloomy, unnicey. Barbara says it's going to burn off and be a great day. So, you know, I'm kind of hoping that Barbara's right, to be honest. We don't want the weatherman to win. We really don't. That's just too weird. It really is. What the hell is happening? Aucklanders need an explanation over unstaffed testing station chaos. Phil Goff is kicking up a bit of a stink over that. I don't blame him. You know, unstaffed testing station. Who would have thunk it? Really? That's Auckland for you though, isn't it? Having said that, 9 helicopters battle massive Kaikoura blaze. Trampers and kayakers have been evacuated. It is all happening all over the country right now. But I tell you what, let me do this first.
Galaxy 107fm.
For those of you that are following us on Facebook Live right now, got to say thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a fantastic interview. It really, really is. We're going over to Vancouver, in fact, catching up with Mad Sympathy.
You said that on purpose.
I did that on purpose, but only because Barbara's been trying to get me to, well, she does it automatically. It's Mad Symphony, right? Absolutely stunning band. But Barbara has been trying to say that all day and comes up with sympathy. Maybe it's something in her tongue. I don't know, in her mouth. She just can't get it. But believe me, I am absolutely elated to be joined by Mad Sympathy.
No. Symphony.
See, now I'm doing it. Barbara, you win.
No, you did that on purpose.
She's right into, well, mind-bending, for sure. But believe me, you're going to love this. Here's a reality check.
Warning. The following video is what can happen when 6 musicians self-isolate during a...
Oh, believe me, I've been trying so hard not to say that, but Barbara says it all the time that she's worn off on me.
So are you playing that just from the video?
Yeah.
Right. That's why you got to play the whole intro and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, the Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't mind.
No, we don't mind. Believe me. We think it's cool. That's why we're playing it.
So
Yeah, for sure.
the
Yeah.
audience can have
Well, it's almost
imagination.
coming up to a year. That was the first thing we did when we went into lockdown. We had this brilliant idea of doing, before everybody else got into doing these isolation videos, we did that.
We
Okay.
did it before. Yeah, we did it before anything. Like, and I didn't see them at all before that. So.
Hey, I see oh, something was in front of you there.
The boom. It's the boom. The boom's in the shot.
Oh,
So
that's
we're off air right now?
Yeah, well, at the moment, but did you mean this thing here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember Darth Vader, right? You remember that lightsaber he used to have?
Yeah.
That, it's a hard hat area. You got to duck. You got to get out of the way real quick because she's really good with that thing. It's threatening.
I'll be right back.
Good God, he disappeared. Look at that. How
He's
did he
gone.
do?
He disappears.
Wow, half magician.
Oh, you guys been keeping good?
Yeah, we're doing well. How about you guys over there?
Well, we're still waiting to see if we can get out of this. We've been sort of in I'll call it a pseudo lockdown. We've got it so we're not supposed to be visiting and stuff, but I think it's going to go down into a bit of a heavier lockdown because the numbers haven't been getting any better here. And you guys did a really good job there of suffering, and I don't think they've done enough suffering here yet. So I think we may be in it for another, I'd say at least another month.
The thing is that we didn't care about the economy. We cared about the people first. So we thought if we lock it down, I mean, we are surrounded by a moat, as our Prime Minister did mention at the time. But right now, we actually have a couple of cases that are in the community. They're calling them possible, but if they're even calling them possible, then we'll call it probable. You know what I mean? Because one lady actually left the MIQ and she actually had it. It showed up that she was negative, but 2 days later she had it, but she had gone shopping in 30 different parts of the North Island. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She really went busy. She really did. And, well, the
Got mad after
side
2 weeks.
dish of that literally is a couple of people in Auckland may have contracted it, and now we're doing a map on where they've been and what they've been up to as well. But we are onto
It's
it.
not in our region.
Yeah, well, unfortunately here people have been going on holidays, which I don't know why you'd want to go on a holiday in a pandemic, and so they're bringing it in. So if you just shut down all those flights, end of it.
Well, we actually have our borders closed except for New Zealand residents, passport holders that want to come home.
No, that's fine.
They then still have to do their 2 weeks in isolation. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
And
New Zealand actually at one point claimed no cases, right?
yeah, we still can pretty much. We've only got 2, but they're only possibles. They're not confirmed yet.
Right. Wow, 2. That's great.
Yeah, we've got the same population, 5 million.
Yeah,
as
we have
BC.
about 5 million people, same population as you.
Well, we got 33 million in Canada, but I mean, it's a vast country, right? But
Exactly, yeah. I
we've got
meant about your region and places like that.
Yes, in Vancouver area, yeah.
Vancouver's like 2.5 million, and then the rest of BC probably make it about 5, I think, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Right.
Let's go to the desk.
Come on, George.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by Mad Symphony. Got it right. At 19 after 11 o'clock, it is 23 degrees downtown, heading for a high of 28 degrees. We don't want the weatherman to win. We want it to be at least 32 degrees today. It is hot, it's muggy, it's really, really, well, for those of you in America right now, 87.6 degrees Fahrenheit in this room right now. Very, very warm. So elated to be joined by Ted and Kevin coming from the band Mad Symphony. Thank you for joining us, guys. Welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, believe me, guys, we absolutely love your music, and we're getting quite a following for you guys over the last. Well, I think we were supposed to do this. What was it?
Well,
November.
We did, no, 15th of December.
15th of December, right, and we had a few technical difficulties. We couldn't follow through with it, but we have been playing your music ever since, and believe me, people out there are really, really loving it. Now, Kevin, gotta thank you because I think I look good.
You look fantastic, man. Look at that sharp-dressed man. Everybody, every girl's crazy about, that.
Yeah, believe me.
And you got a t-shirt, too.
I'm mad over this t-shirt. I really, really am. Now, good timing. Absolutely good timing, because believe me, it only turned up, 2 days ago?
Yes.
So somebody knew that we were going to be doing the interview with you guys and got it to us bang on time. Ted, always a pleasure to catch up with you. It really, really is. Now, we were just talking about the COVID kind of thing. It's a surreal time right now. Here in New Zealand, 5 million people. We can sort of almost officially say no COVID cases in the community. We have 2 possibles. But
possibles, that's crazy.
You put an asterisk next to that because we're not confirmed that they are actually with the virus. So we'll call that a question mark. 28 people total that have passed away from it here in New Zealand. That's pretty good, don't you think?
That's damn good. You can't beat that. I mean, who can beat that? New Zealand's got it going on for sure.
Well, we care about people here in New Zealand. You know what I mean? The Prime Minister looks at it this way. Basically, we can always make more money. It's harder to make people, you know.
Although it's fun to make people.
Well, actually, she made a people in her first term, to be very honest. She was pregnant and, well, you know, made a young future Prime Minister, I think.
Yeah. She's
You know, if Gayford has anything to do with it, the young one's going to be the next Prime Minister. Literally. But, guys, we need a reality check. We've had one, so tell me all about it. How did you come to the lyrics of that?
Well, that's yours.
Yeah, well, it definitely, we didn't know, that song is quite old, so the reality check is about quite a few things, but it could be, you can make it about co-ed, you can make it about the music business, which I kind of dovetailed it into quite a few different things, but basically it's kind of just like, you wake up and realize all the stuff that's around you. That's the basic gist of that, but I think maybe we should talk about that particular video that we have, because the people that only hear it, they don't see the video. We did the video, I think it was as soon as we got shut down, pretty much right into March. Maybe you can take it over, Kevin, tell us of what we had to go about to do this.
Well, basically, yeah. I mean, we thought, okay, well, let's do a self-isolation video, and people had not really started doing those yet at that point, because we sort of came out of the gates doing it. So basically, Ted said, well, we got to do a video with reality check, and we'll just make it, based on the pandemic and stuff. And it made sense. The lyrics somewhat, made sense throughout. So I said, okay, well, everybody just film themselves, playing the tune from their house, of course, because and then send me the footage, and then I put it all together, because I do video editing and audio editing and all kinds of stuff, so I was able to do that. So yeah, so we just put the video together and put it up, and there you have it, reality check isolation vid.
Well,
yeah, so for those people listening, it's on YouTube, and just dial up Mad Symphony, not Sympathy, and you'll find it, and it's a fun one, man. It's fun.
Yeah.
We have
a YouTube channel that you can find, and we also it's embedded in the website as well, madsymphony.ca. So
now at the same time, and I got to give you respects, Kevin, because I'm an engineer myself, and absolutely love your work. I really, really do. But
thank you.
I have a fan question for you. How does a fan get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, guys, do you respond?
Yes, of course.
Yes, on Facebook a little bit more than on Instagram. Although I get the odd, we've kind of divided it up, so we all try to answer it through the band. But Instagram is probably pretty much me.
Yeah.
So I'm taking care of that. But if you send stuff off to the website, Kev can answer it there. If you send it to the Facebook, if those people want to join up and get information on us, we do have. We've got a little bit. I'll let you kind of go through it, but we do have some interesting news coming up over the next course of the next couple of months. So we are going to, by the looks of it, have an EP ready to go.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, at the same time, I'm kind of hoping that you might send me a few copies so that we can do a giveaway. What do you reckon?
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. We've been talking with a record company down your way. They're called Melodic Rock Records. They're out of Australia. So it's going to be up to them. I'm sure we'll be talking to them. Actually, tonight we're going to be talking to them. We're having a little bit of a meeting with them. So we can probably find out what the sort of timeline is going to be. But I'll be able. Put it this way, I'll be able to let you guys know via your Facebook page what's coming up with when we do come down that road. But yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah, because what's going on right now is we've got basically half an album mixed and mastered. It sounds fantastic. It's really it sounds very polished and very rock and roll. And so that's all ready to go. So it's just a matter of when the official release date's going to be. But they're ready.
Well, I tell you what, you can tell your Australian counterparts if they're going to give me, half a dozen to a dozen copies to give away, I'll be nice to all Australians for a week.
You might have to negotiate a couple weeks out of there, but you know.
Oh, couple of weeks. Do you know how much
You might have to push it in. Depends.
I give Australians a lot of stick, guys. I really, really do. Well, you know, only because they deserve it, though.
They're great.
Yeah, I mean, they're down for a bit of a laugh. They really, really are. They really are. But having said that, I kind of get the idea that as soon as these borders open up, you guys might want to be touring Australasia.
Oh, absolutely. Like, especially if we sign with these guys. Well, not if. It looks like it's going through, but it just, you know, even we're saying it now, even though it hasn't happened, but it's completely in the works. But yeah, exactly. Down Under is we're going to bring the Thunder to Down Under for sure. the mighty Mad Symphony is going to come your way for sure. Absolutely.
Well, I tell you something, Kevin, and believe me, I would love for you guys to consider coming to New Zealand. Barbara actually manages a logistics company. Literally, she brings bands into the country, takes them up and down the country, all sorts of things, everything you need. Barbara has her fingers on the pulse, literally, and we would love it if you would even consider coming here, maybe, you know, 2, 3, 4 shows, you know what I mean? We would love to be included.
You gotta find the promoters down there that want to take a chance on us. That's what it comes down to.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, believe
So, you know, I'm sure a lot of work is gonna, you know, once we get everything in place, I'm sure a lot of work's gonna go into touring down there once we're allowed to. So, I mean, we can tour New Zealand right now and not have to worry about getting sick, but we just spread our COVID everywhere.
Yeah. But I will tell you guys this: we have been talking with these guys and amongst the band, and we will be doing probably within the next, I guess, 6 or 8 weeks. We're going to do some video shoot, like you know, where we're playing live and obviously to the tracks, anyways, for promotional purposes. But it'll be. We'll be able to probably do at least be able to send it around. And these guys, I guess they're tied in with a New Zealand TV. I don't know what the channel is, but guys that are doing some of these music video kind of shows. So we'll be able to you'll be able to see all the guys, you know, running through the motions, playing guitar, Kevin jumping around like a wild man, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. So we will be doing that in the next probably. I'm going to guess 4 to 6 weeks we'll be doing that. So we'll keep you posted of that too. That'll be the closest thing to touring.
That is so cool, Ted. Believe me, I'm looking forward to that. But yes, we would very, very much like to be able to have you here in New Zealand. Even do some of the New Zealand crazies. You know we're nuts down here, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, believe me. Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
What's that?
Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
A hoo-hoo?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about...
I know what a woo-hoo is, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I know what a hoo-hoo is.
Believe me, I'm not talking about the American version hoo-hoos, but this is, well, are you familiar with a caterpillar?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we know what those are.
Right, well this is like a caterpillar on steroids. It really, like a double-decker bus to a mini.
Ooh, grub, yeah.
Yeah, it's big, it's white, it's got a black head, and well, it's a tradition that we do here at Galaxy and with Aurora Entertainment, that the bands that we bring in, we introduce them to the hoo-hoo grub, and what you do is you put the live body in your mouth. You don't eat the head though, rip off the head because it's yucky, but when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Really? It tastes like peanut butter? The grub.
We'll send you the instructional videos.
That's what he's saying now. Yeah, it's like having the worm in the tequila.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, if you soak it in mezcal for a year or so, maybe I'll eat it after that.
Well, you know, we might include a bit of alcohol before, maybe even during, but definitely afterwards. Believe me, lots of fun. It really is. I'll get Barbara to send you the videos of it, you know, the instructional videos.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah. It's definitely gonna take a little bit of booze before eating a grub.
Well, exactly. At the same time, have you ever heard of a Zorb?
Oh, a Zorb?
Yeah.
Zorb, no.
Oh, okay.
Zorro, not Zorro.
Yeah, well,
Not those orbs.
yeah, well, believe me, the Zorro was a very, very
Any more
yeah,
music done?
loved that TV show. I really, really did. But a Zorb is a big, round, clear, see-through plastic ball, and well,
Oh, okay.
plenty of alcohol before, probably during, if you can give it a go, and afterwards as well. What we do is we put you in the ball, roll you down the hill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah,
I was
and
gonna say, we have to eat a rubber ball too.
yeah, well, there would be.
Those things you gotta roll around in those. Yeah, those look fun.
Yeah.
I'd probably puke after a couple of rotations though, because my merry-go-round days ended when I was like 8 years old. But after that, I just need to throw up.
No worries, we've got. Well, I'll give you a very, very brand new pair of mankinis for you.
Well, I can go on roller coasters and stuff like that, but anything that just spins straight around is like no good, man.
Okay, well, believe me, and you know what? We absolutely toiled and toiled and toiled for months to find a place to put the logo. So believe me, when you get up here, you'll be appreciative.
Nice.
Can you imagine where we would put it?
The logos?
Yeah, the logo. The logo. You can have any colour you like as long as it's fluoro yellow.
Oh, okay.
Mankini he's talking about.
Yeah.
It's gotta be, that's the only color for a mankini, isn't it? bright yellow.
Well, I got a bright pink one as well, if you really must know, but
I'll post photos
We
later.
don't need that information, thanks.
yeah, well,
No.
believe me, over the years, my physique is, I've gone from a 6-pack to a 1-pack.
Yeah, one packs are pretty popular. these
Yeah,
days.
they have. It's happened. But yet again, you know, Ted's got the physique for it. He would suit one, actually.
Yeah. No, not.
Have you ever tried bungee jumping, guys?
I have not. No.
And I never will.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
one of the
so-
places that we do go and visit and have a bit of fun, and believe me, it's a really, really cool place to go, is Queenstown. Now, down there, Shania Twain owns some property down there. It's a kind of place where all the A-listers go to run away, you know, take their friends with them, leave their mates, you know what I mean? And go and have some fun down there. And we go down there quite regularly, but I got to be honest as well. It's wall down there. When you're flying in, all you can see is mountains, literally. And you come in and just drop. It's one hell of a ride, it is. But the turbulence that it creates is absolutely fantastic. You're talking about roller coasters. This couldn't get any better, honestly. Lots of fun. In fact, had an American guy, got to admit, rather large guy, sitting next to me the last time I flew in there. He's white knuckling at it. I'm literally cracking up like crazy. I'm having a ball at this, you know what I mean? And he's white knuckling it, and he says to me, "Do you think we're going to crash?" And I went, "Well, don't worry about it. We'll go straight to the scene of the crime." No kidding. Straight to the toilet as soon as he got off the plane. He spent about an hour in the toilet in the men's. Just wondering what he was up to, actually, to be honest with you.
He probably put his pants.
He did not look well, let's put it that way. He did not look very well at all. But it's a great place to go and visit. And down there, we have this huge, big ravine. And New Zealand was introduced by O.J. Hackett, who happens to be a friend of mine, the sport of bungee jumping. So we try to make this as a frequent thing that we do with everybody, if you know what I mean. So believe me, if you don't want to go bungee jumping, we can always put you in the chair and swing you out over the ravine. And believe me, that's as much fun as bungee jumping. It
Well,
really
even
is.
that sucks too. I'd just rather sit on the sidelines and drink whiskey.
Well, you know, I tell you what, I'll make sure that you sit on the sidelines drinking whiskey to a point.
Then I might get the guts enough to go and swing up into the ravine. You know.
You never know. We here in New Zealand, we love to be able to say that we like to challenge ourselves on a daily basis. You know what I mean? If it doesn't get the heart going, it ain't worth doing, right?
That's right. Yeah. Sure.
That's true.
And besides, you're not Australian. We'll attach the bungee. Oh, I was being nice to Australia, wasn't I? Oh, dear. Buggered that one up, didn't I? Oh, well, never mind. Maybe I could sell me out. You never know.
Was that a hint after the next song?
That was a segue, actually. Tell me all about Sell Me Out.
Yeah. Well, Kev gets to sing. You know, the funny thing about all these songs is since we haven't been able to rehearse them for a while, they seem like they're to me they're almost like I barely recognize the songs. We used to play. We're right up till about I guess maybe February. We were rehearsing so steadily, and now all we're doing is those songs to me are in the past. We've been working on a bunch of new ones. So I guess for Sell Me Out though, if we go back to that one. That was one that was kind of written from a personal point of view, but a lot of the guys in the band has taken it as something to do once again with the music business. But it really has to do with a person that kind of was a really good friend, and they kind of stepped over the line. Let's just leave it at that, you know. There's two meanings to the song, but yeah, getting sold out by a friend.
And you can take your own meanings, but yeah, like DJ Grant, you know. A lot of the songs, like in the lyrics and everything, were all written before I was even in the band. I just put my stamp on a lot of it. Yeah. And of course, all the new stuff is now sort of spread around to everybody. So, and me included. So, but yeah, that was a Ted story. But you know, the songs evolve, and everybody puts their stamp on them, and creates their own meanings.
Well, you know,
I like to leave it open ended. I mean, when Kevin sings it to me, it comes off as like a Who song. That's why I like it. It's got very adulteristic stuff going on, and I love the way Kev puts his stamp on it.
You know,
and everybody in the band actually.
I have to agree with you there, Ted. I really do. Kevin does an absolutely superb job, and well, even described here. While channeling the sounds of classic rock bands such as AC/DC, The Who and Led Zeppelin, here is Mad Symphony and Sell Me Out. How you feeling, guys?
You're doing well. But I'm loving the questions because
that's right. That video. Sorry.
It's jogging our mind, but it's really we've got like almost another half album done already for the new stuff, which we're really excited about. So when you're asking me about this stuff, we've been like just to give you the background. I mean, Wes, Dave, and myself were working for about I guess maybe 6 months or so before Kev got involved, and we were looking for somebody, and we tried some other singers, and they said, "Hey, do you know anybody else we can get on this stuff?" And I went, "Yeah, I know this one guy," and I called Kevin, and literally from there's another song that you'll hear at some point called Nothing. It was the first thing Kev ever sang on, and when he came into it, he just did a bang-up job, just kind of like, you know, listened to it, went, yeah, okay, and just sang right through. And, you know, sometimes, some songs you get with singers where they kind of, you know, have to do it like 15 or 16 times. It was literally like the first thing he sang, and, you know, for most of the stuff, that's what we've tried to do, but those songs are almost, for us, they're almost like a year and a half old already.
Well,
they seem new to everybody else, but to us they're old.
Ted, they'll be brand new soon.
Ted, you know what I'm hearing here? I'm hearing that you guys are going to come back for another interview.
Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant, brilliant. Because I'm looking forward to new stuff. I really am. Love this stuff, and if this is the quality that you're going to come out with the new stuff, I'm excited.
Well, it's developed. In some ways, the new stuff's even a bit more adventurous than this,
nice.
But very rocky.
Nice.
We got. I'll give you a couple titles. We got one song called "Bone Machine."
Love it.
We got another song called "War Inside My Head." So, yeah. What else do we have, Deb?
We've got "Take Me to Your Leader."
Yeah.
Which is a great song. I can't get out of my head every day. It's basically about a last surviving alien from another planet that comes to Earth and tries to warn us how fucked up we're fucking being. to watch our step because this is what just happened to them, kind of thing. So.
Are we allowed to swear on this channel, by the way?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
We're not
Don't worry about it.
We're
It's
not
all
live.
good. We're not live on air, but we are on
Oh, okay.
Facebook, so it's all good. I'm sure the Facebook people do understand.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. They do. Don't you? Yeah. So we've got Do It All Over Again next, and believe me, we are getting a huge response from this song. We really
I'll
are.
tell you something. What do I call you, Grant? What is it, as well?
You can call me as well. I will let you.
Our since like the last week we've had like a huge amount of hits on our website since I don't know whether it's to do with airplay, but I'm gathering that it is.
Well,
So like unique visitors, mostly from Canada.
well, there you go. We get a lot of Canadians following us. How's that? You know what I mean? So, and we are playing you. Let's go back to the desk.
All right.
That crowd.
Galaxy.
That's right, you're right. Here at Galaxy 107 FM, it is 17 away from lunchtime, 12 o'clock noon, and 23 degrees downtown. And yes, Kevin, I missed that crowd as well. I really do. What a fantastic sound that is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like we haven't been able, as a six-piece band, we haven't been able to do any live streaming at this point yet. We plan on possibly doing it. It's much easier to do from your home if with two people. But me and my partner, we have a band together. And we've been doing these Zoom concerts, and it's crazy when you finish a song. It's just like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
You just got to imagine it's just not there, and that's what musicians all over the place are discovering. It's just like it's really strange.
It's spooky. It really is. Now, I talk to, and believe me, I talk to a lot of artists, especially while this COVID thing's going on, and I'm saying to them, now consider this, for instance. I mean, the Tokyo Olympics are going through, but are they going to have a crowd, or is it going to be a virtual crowd? Now, you got to put yourself in the shoes of the athletes that's going to be performing there. They kind of time their peak for these special events, but how much would they take away from it if there's nobody there? They're performing in front of empty stadiums. Wouldn't that affect their performance?
It definitely helps when you have a crowd. I mean, we've got hockey teams up here, and every once in a while when I turn it on, and you look at the stands, and you just go, it's got to affect them to some degree because you do get a bit of that, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for, energy from the crowd sometimes. I mean,
you feed off the crowd. I mean, any musician will tell you that's used to playing live. You feed off the crowd. So when no one's there, you can still do all the performing you want, but there's a feed, there's an energy. I mean, anyone will tell you that.
I get that, Kevin, and believe me, as a front of house engineer, well, not only a front of house engineer, but a studio engineer as well. I've done engineering now for about almost 40 years, which only makes me 21. Right? Well, anyway, but as an engineer, for instance, and believe me, I've worked with some of the most prestigious bands in the world in my career. As soon as that note goes down, the crowd goes up, that for me is a big turn on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It right up the spine, it just absolutely, and I get enthused so much, I want to go through the whole show, through the night, working the desk, because of it. Now, as a performer, they feed off that energy coming this way, and the crowd themselves feed right on back on the performance that's right in front of them. I couldn't do that. I couldn't get that enthusiastic to get dressed up and go to the lounge and watch a show on the internet. I'm sorry, it just doesn't give me the same deal. You know what I mean?
Of course not. It's not the same vibe at all. It's just it's totally different. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get to live music again. And you know, Mad Symphony is going to come to New Zealand. We're going to come to Australia. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. We're going to come everywhere.
Well,
and once we can get, you know, because it's funny because you know we just got this band up and running, and you know, we were just starting to really start to roll with the tunes and all that right when the pandemic hit. So you know, we've been working hard behind the scenes just to keep writing, get the material recorded and mastered and sounded really good. And then, you know, once the gates open again, we're, you know, we and as well as many other bands, and I'm sure I can speak for them, are just going to be ready to just go insane again, just like come flying out. And but you know, we're all working hard behind the scenes on the songs right in the meantime.
believe me, they are all saying that all around the world right now. Everybody's hanging out to be able to go and do some shows and stuff like that. And yes, we do want you to come here to New Zealand. Have you ever heard of Tim Steinreich from the Mighty One?
Oh,
Tim, yeah.
he lives in White Rock, right?
Yeah. We were thinking
It's
maybe...
about 10 minutes from where I live.
Oh, well, I tell you what, go and knock on his door, and when he answers the door, give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
How about a poke in that fantastic beard he's got?
Yeah, I was going to say, give that a... You know, if you give that a...
beard.
If you give that a pull, apparently the bells start ringing.
Okay, perfect. And with a pull, he serves you a whiskey.
Yeah, and tell him that's from Tell him that comes from Sleazy Dwarf.
Sleazy dwarf?
Yeah, that's grand.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but long story short, literally, he asked me one day, you know, if
I'm
you...
sure alcohol is involved.
Well, kind of actually, yeah, you're right. But he did ask me one day if I was the eighth dwarf, what would be my name? So I said Sleazy.
Sleazy, of course.
Would you think of anything else? Yeah, of course it's Sleazy, yeah, damn right. But then we got into this whole midget tossing kind of thing.
Oh yeah, back when you could do that. Back when you were allowed to do that.
That was a lot of fun back in those days.
It was on TV in the 80s.
Yeah, we used to tour around bars doing it.
That was back in the days of wet t-shirt contests.
Yeah. Used to love those as well, you know.
Boxing boxing. Remember that boxing boxing?
Well, I tell you one that we used to do which was a lot of fun too, was a competition called Mr. Puniverse.
Yeah, they were horrendous to see.
You can imagine.
It never shipped to the Olympics, obviously. Yeah.
Oh, believe me, you can imagine the hilarity we had with that one. It was a lot of fun. It really, really was. So, but I'll tell you what, it's just ain't over. We may be in a crisis. We may be in a world pandemic. We may be... Look, the world's going to survive, all right? Don't panic. Just take care of yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy. But it ain't over, okay?
That's right.
It ain't over.
Yeah.
And we can do it all again.
Over again.
Tell me about do it all over again.
Well, from my point of view, it's a little deeper, but I like everyone to make their own minds up about lyrics. But for me, it's about basically you can come here one time on Earth and you can just keep doing it again. That's the simple facts about that song.
You know, this is your most requested song, and believe me, you're getting a lot of requests for it. You're up around about the 1784, I've been told. Requests to this date since we've been playing it, and it is an absolute pleasure. It really is. We love it here at Galaxy. So here's Mad Symphony and Do It All Over Again.
Tina from Germany's
All right.
watching.
I'm sorry, who?
Tina from Germany.
Tina from Germany's watching.
Yeah, we haven't seen her.
Oh,
Happy
nice,
New Year.
nice to have you, Tina. It's an absolute pleasure. You should tune into Jorg's World Live on Sunday,
Yeah.
Saturday your time.
I have the details.
So are we going to have, like, how much more time we're going to have after this? Are we going to sort of sign out? Or?
Yeah, we will do very,
But
very
we'll have a
quickly.
bit of a laugh
But we'll
after.
take some crazy photos, send you copies of those. Do a quick.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do a quick video if you don't mind, because we would like to get you onto our website. Now, we're in 64 countries, I was told before, 97 cities.
Yep.
Streaming us live right now. I'll give you the numbers when we come off, because they're still
Okay.
clicking over, if you know what I mean.
Do you guys do station IDs or anything like that?
Station IDs.
Yeah.
Yep. What are you going to do one for me?
Well, it's like,
Yeah,
Mad Symphony, and you are listening and watching to Galaxy 107 FM in New Zealand.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now, if you want to put that on an MP3 and give it to me, I'll put it in the list, literally.
I'll record you one. I'll record you one if you want.
Please, Kevin, I would love it. I really, really would. How about doing a couple extras for the songs that you've got as well, so that we can attach them when they're played and
Sure.
bingo.
Well, it's gonna. I was gonna say, Grant, with these new ones coming, as soon as we get the get go from, or the sort of the guys from the record company,
I'll be right back.
yeah, the way we got the deal done is they're not doing a whole lot of. They're not doing any of the taking any of the publishing, but we just want to make sure that if we send stuff out to, or if they want to send stuff out to the record or radio stations, that if we got some free will to do some stuff like that, I can probably get you some, at least some advanced MP3s down to you.
Brilliant.
New stuff.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Believe me, Ted, I am so into your band. I would
Yeah.
absolutely honour
And
that.
then people know who it is if they
Now,
say
I
something.
would like to introduce you to a friend of mine coming out of Germany. His name is Jorg, and he has a sort of a TV show thing going on. In fact, we're going to be on his show this weekend coming.
Nice.
It's about promotions for Mad Symphony. At the same time, I'd like Barbara to set up something with a magazine friend of ours that we have in India.
I might
Yeah.
do them as a feature in the Galaxy.
You might do
around
them
the
as a
Galaxy.
feature in the... See,
some
we have an
space.
article in this magazine, and Barbara says that she's actually going to do the feature on you, rather than...
Sure.
If that's
Won't
okay
be
with
for
you.
February,
That's
it'll be
fine.
for
Yeah,
March.
yeah, absolutely.
What's that?
It'll be for
Um,
March.
A feature in a magazine.
Yeah, we do an article in a magazine in India, and believe me, the guy who has the magazine in India, he's in around about 8 million people where he is, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it gets a bit of exposure, it
Hi,
does.
Duncan.
Yeah.
But Barbara does all the writing for that and wants to put you guys in that magazine. It was just basically asking if it's okay to do so.
Right.
And it will be March, not February.
It'll be March?
Yeah, Ryan is
Okay.
February.
Ryan's
Perfect.
February. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Hang in there, guys. Hold on. Guys are trying to get me into trouble. That's what you're trying to do. Ted, the whole crew here said to me, not once have you said Ted's last name.
Oh yeah, you want to know how to pronounce it, or you want
Yeah.
to try it yourself? It's going to be like Symphony. Ted Tossoff. Ted Tossoff.
Ted Tossoff.
Yeah, Tossoff.
Yeah,
We went
and
over this last time actually.
exactly. Now, my on-air producer just said to me in my headphones, I bet you he comes from a long line.
A long line of
Toss
tossers. Tossing it off.
Just a long... Well, you know, people used to be, their career used to be their last name, like carpenter, plumber, butcher.
Yeah. Well, you know, the funny thing is with that, when my grandfather came over here, they figured he was like a lot of the Russian names actually ended with OV, So we think it might have been Tozov.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah, but
sense.
when you come to North America, what did you say? So they do it, what's your last name? Tozov. Tozov. So they'll do it, okay, it's Tosof, being North American. So
Okay.
we don't know.
Okay, we kind of pictured that, maybe great-great-great-grandfather was a bouncer on a boat and used to
Toss them off.
Yeah, no. But I'll tell you a real funny story. My grandfather.
A bouncer on a boat, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he came over on the boat, but when he lived in Bulgaria, I'm not sure what happened, but they're kind of up in the upper end of whatever the I'm not sure Greek or I don't know Orthodox, but it was one of the things over there because he came from Bulgaria, and he basically spit on the priest's ring when he left. So he wasn't in good stead. So he left the country and spit on you. So so we're needless to say, I'm continuing the rebel rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so outlaw. I love that. I really, really do. But just in case you were wondering, Kevin, yes, I was trying to keep it seemly.
Keep it what?
Seemly. Clean.
Oh.
Clean.
Oh yeah, no, clean is,
Yeah.
not my favorite thing, but,
Yeah.
Kevin and I, we at least have a bath once a day.
I did. I actually showered before the show. So,
I can smell you, man. You smell good.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. You know what you do with a pipe on a rope, don't you?
Soap on a rope?
No, I said a pipe on a rope.
Oh,
You're hanging. You hang it.
Yeah, you hang it, absolutely you do. That's the one. Guys, we are going to have to wrap it up from here, but please don't go anywhere just yet. We've got a couple more things we're going to do. But for you guys that are watching us on Facebook Live, maybe you want to watch a little later on YouTube. Now, if you go to YouTube, you know what to do, right? Yeah. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. That way you get notifications. Thank you for joining us, and believe me, it has been an absolute pleasure catching up with Ted and Kevin, coming from the band Mad Symphony, and I got it right, I really did. And guys, I am so looking forward to catching up with you again, having brand new music, and well, we're going to get into a bit of shenanigans down here, down under. You can guarantee that.
Well, yeah, we're really excited about what's going to happen in the very soon. We've been working on this band for a while now, and of course, since the pandemic, we've just been behind the scenes, working hard, sort of secretly, letting little bits out here and there. So, we thank you for letting little bits of our music out, and we look forward to getting you, product and masters and stuff, and moving ahead with the next stages. So, thank you very much for your support. And thank you, everyone, for watching.
Well, I tell you, Kevin, and believe me, Ted, it's all about the promotion. We want to get behind you, promote. Let's get Mad Symphony to the world, literally. And believe me, I think it's a good start. Hang in there, guys. Hang in there, guys.
It's about to launch. So.
Nice. And believe me, I am chomping at the bit. As an engineer, I'm absolutely elated with it. As a DJ, you couldn't get a happier face right now. You really couldn't. In the meantime, let's go back to the other studio. Here's Patti LaBelle.